All right. In 3, 2, 1, boom!
All right, this is super awkward. I gotta go. I can't be here anymore. I mean, this is...
Woo! Dude, what's up, man? It's so good to have you on. You know, you're my second guest on the show.
I mean, I'm also gonna be your last guest on the show, so that's cool.
Dude, cracking open ice. Is it cold or is it warm?
Is it cold? Would it not?
I don't know. They were sitting there when we first got started. Wait, what are you sipping on?
I got a lemon. I'm not gonna lie, it's not great.
I got a lemon too. Look at us. You know what the lemon tastes like?
I'm gonna say something like I don't know, broken dreams. What it's like to be a basic white bitch. I don't know.
Watered down 7-Up. Let's dial that back, okay? Watered down 7-Up is exactly.
I'm just not just having the one.
No,
you get like 4 or 5 of them bitches in there. It really starts to add up.
I know. Dude, well, I'm so excited to have you on the show. You're my second guest, like I said again, and you're probably right. My last. What is a Ziz? Where the fuck did this whole meme come from? That has been the -- question I have been. I can give a shit. We could end the podcast right after this. What the fuck is a Ziz?
Are you sure you're ready for this?
I'm ready
man?
to
like,
get
the Ziz is just. Oh man. Okay, so I run a D&D.
You do
stream. Yep, and
you're a dungeon master, correct?
I am. I like leather chains, whips, and we were having a D&D night, and the group was in a bar. Go figure, right? Okay. Weird how that happens. We hang out in bars in real life, and we do it imaginary life too.
You guys do it in real life?
Not anymore. World's over.
That's so true. Okay, so you're out at a bar.
Yeah, we're chilling. The group's at a bar, and they're all like, "Yo, we want some booze." And I'm obviously the bartender, as I'm the dungeon master, so I play all the NPCs and characters. Okay. And well, of course, we drink White Claw
at the bar.
So we gotta find the alternative. You know, the alternative in the game.
Okay.
And somehow the Ziz is what it ended up being.
Ziz.
Yeah, it was like the ivory tooth or some bullshit, but one of the dudes described it as, you know, that Ziz.
So it's stuck as Ziz ever since.
And it's also jizz, I guess is the other. Can we go right? We're going right to jizz is basically it.
So that's it's
yeah.
So when you guys came in and we're like, oh boy, slam the Ziz, I'm like, dude, is this cum? Are we drinking? Like,
You're spot on.
Yeah, are we drinking cum right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Well, good. This is my favorite kind of. Yep. All right. Anyways, it's great to have you on. Obviously, one thing that I feel like, you know, we talked a little bit before the podcast, because you said you've been on a couple podcasts in the past, and it's really all been like military shit. And we're gonna touch a little bit on the military, but not a whole lot. I want to get to the. Let's get down to it. We need to get to know the Baddie. Where are you from? Let's start there. Where are you from?
Vermont.
So you've been in Vermont like your whole life, pretty much, then, huh?
For the most part. There's like little spits where I'll jump to South Carolina to see, because most of my family is South Carolina. Okay, that's what's up. Where, like, all within have you been like basically in the same part of Vermont the entirety of the time, or what? I mean, Vermont's small. It's all the same part. There's like one section that's called the Northeast Kingdom where you don't go if you want to keep your your bits. Really? It's like the hill in people. Vermont. You don't go there. It's you don't. Other than that, it's all trees, cows, like a hill or two, and then it's like the Champlain Valley, which is just like that's the only populated part of Vermont. There's one city there, Burlington. Okay. And that's the only city in Vermont that counts. People will be like, well, what about Rutland? Which is just like Vegas meth center. You don't go there. It's not real. It doesn't count. It's like the Wizard of Oz, but like the upside down. You just don't do it. It sounds so weird because I see you shooting guns off your fucking front porch all the. Is that your front porch or your back porch? That's my front porch. I don't have a back porch. I have a side porch. It's my side porch. Are you just out in the middle of nowhere? You gotta be, right? I mean, I'm 45 minutes from like Burlington, this city, but it's like you're in the city, then there's like a small town, and then boom, boonies. You know, there's not a lot in Vermont.
So how many houses are around you where you're just blasting shit off?
I have one neighbor who's like the exact opposite side of me. He's only like 100 fucking feet away, but he's an old Navy vet. He doesn't give a fuck what I do.
Cool.
And then the other neighbor is way the fuck down the road. I live on a main road though.
Okay.
So that's why I have like great internet. It's like we found a really weird spot where I own 20 acres.
Dude,
we have this nice
awesome.
little house, great fucking internet. I got like a barn garage. Like
that is awesome.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
that's
and you own that house, right?
Yeah.
How long have you guys lived there for?
We bought it in May, so coming up on a year. Brand new. Yeah, I was in Burlington in an apartment for the longest time, so all that yelling and screaming I do wasn't great for the neighbors.
Trust me, I was also in a 1-bedroom apartment, as you know, so I definitely understand. Did you play any sports or anything like that growing up?
Football and rugby.
Rugby? They got rugby out in Vermont?
But of course they do.
How'd that go?
I mean, I started playing rugby. I was like in this whole high school, you know. I started playing rugby. I was 5 feet tall, 5'1". I was real small. I was a very tiny person for like ever, and then I suddenly wasn't small at all.
Just yeah, because you're a big dude. The first time I met you in California, we were out at a bar and Bex introduced me to you, and you were like, "Holy fuck, I'm supposed to be the biggest guy at the bar."
Yeah, man, I don't like feeling small.
Yeah,
and motherfucker, I'm looking up like you're like 6'7" or something.
You were like my fucking you're taller than my mohawk. Like what the? But anyway, so yeah, you're a big dude. A lot of people don't. I don't know if a lot of people know that or not, but you're a bigger guy.
You call me husky right now?
No, I'm calling you up. Oh, yeah, you're yoked, dude. You're yoked.
Thick with 2C, baby.
Yeah,
that's
you're yoked.
Thick with 2 C's.
You're yoked. Did you end up trying to play any sports whatsoever, like at for like past college or no?
I didn't go to college, so no.
Or past high school, excuse me.
So there's nothing. It's like you. What else would there be?
Okay, I guess that's true.
I mean, it's like you go to college and play sports, or you.
Did you think about like is that what you wanted to do?
No, not at all.
Really? So in high school is when you were like, all right, I'm gonna join up.
About just a little under a year out of high school. It was actually probably half a year after high school. I wanted to join, but it took a little bit before I got into that shit.
Why is it?
It's a slow process sometimes. Even more so, I tried joining the Navy initially because like my dad's in the Navy, so I was like, this is the route I want to go. And then the Navy fucked me over right before I was shipping to basic, and a whole bunch of shit went down. They changed my job on me, like you're in my MOS, my job, whatever the fuck it was, without telling me, which is one of those things you're not supposed to do apparently.
Okay.
And I was basically given the option to I could fuck off without having to worry about after I'd already signed my contract and shit. Or take the new gig, which was something I really had no desire to do. And I was working at 2 gas stations at the time. I was doing, like a day shift or an afternoon shift and a night shift at 2 different places.
Okay.
And an Army Guard recruiter walked in like the next day after I bailed on that shit. And he's like, "Yo, join the Army." I'm like, "Sign me up, brother."
Anything other than this gas station right now. Damn, I didn't. Baddie, I can't imagine seeing you working behind the cash register at a gas station. I'd be a little afraid. Probably now.
You gotta remember, there was no beard.
Yeah.
No beard. I didn't know I was a ginger until I was like 25, man. Okay, talk about a wake-up call.
Is that when you decided to grow it all out?
Yeah, I got out in December 2015, and I was like, fuck this, I want a beard. And it was just like red.
Damn. What a surprise.
When I was working this gas station, man, I used to wear a hat because I had like neon blue hair, green hair, red hair, whatever.
So you've been rocking that shit for a hot minute, huh?
The only time I haven't had a mohawk when I was in the Army.
Are you kidding me?
I got in a fuck ton of trouble because I used to cut, we had like, it was a Maple Fields. We had these Maple Fields shitty hats. Okay. And I cut the middle out of that bitch and I wore it with the mohawk spikes. They told me I couldn't. I had to wear a hat if I had to hair up.
God.
So I got told, dude, I got in trouble for that one. But at the same time, they couldn't tell me not to have hair.
Right.
Because it wasn't a rule. So they're like, yo, if you wear the hat and don't ruin them, we'll give you a raise. And I got a raise for that shit.
He said, hell yeah, let's go.
Like, let's do it, man.
Let's go. Tight. So how, like a little over a year goes by and you're like, all right, it's time. Homie walks to the gas station. Let's do it. How, like, explain that whole process to me. So you get shipped off right off the rip or what? Did you have to meet any like qualifications or anything like that?
I had to do a little bit. I had to be able to like, hey, could you run 2 miles? Can you do like 10 push-ups? It's not a lot, honestly. It's you go to MEPS, Military Entrance and Processing Station, or some shit down in Boston, I think is really. Or I went to Springfield, Mass, because Boston was they didn't have a. They schedule these like times when they just ship a bunch of fucking dudes out there and have you guys walk around like idiots, and they, make sure you're not dying.
Okay.
And because it was so short notice, like I was like, hey, I want to go like tomorrow. And it was like it was like November or some shit, I think.
Okay.
And they're like, let's go to Springfield, Matt. We go to Springfield and we'll check you in real quick.
And so that was that.
And it was fucking funny as hell because they're trying to be nice to you still. They don't want to yell because they don't want to scare you away. They're like, no, we're crew. It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah.
But you're in there and they're like stern and shit to the end. So I went to MEPS with a neon green mohawk, which, as you can assume, made me friends. Everybody wanted to be my friend. Be like, oh, you're gonna have fun at basic. I'm like, really, man? That's fucking cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
So it was what it was. They draw some blood or some shit. They make you do what's called like the duck walk, where you're like squatting down and you have to walk just to make sure you don't got like fucking shit falling out your ass or something. I don't know. It's real dumb.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was goofy as fuck. But then they're like, yeah, you're good. You scored a fucking stupid high on your ASVAB, which is like the test that says what job you can do. And they're like, you can basically do whatever you want. I'm like, fuck yeah, infantry. And he's like,
what? Yeah, what? You were
can do whatever you want. And
so
like,
you wanted
infantry.
You wanted boots on the ground. You wanted gun in hand, and you wanted to kick indoors, essentially.
So when I was doing the Navy thing, I had qualified as a nuke tech. That was like a big deal apparently to them, which they eventually pulled for me when they changed the job and didn't tell me that whole deal. But when I went in for the Army, I still had that same fucking shit. And they're like, yeah, man, just do what you want. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna do the Army. I want to be an infantry. And he's like, well, what do you want to be? Like just a regular grunt, or you want to like hang rounds? I was like, I don't know what that means. Let's hang rounds.
Yeah.
So what it is, I became an 11 Charlie versus an 11 Bravo, which is your regular infantry.
Okay.
And an 11 Charlie is a mortarman, an indirect fire infantryman. So you go through the same basic training as every other boots on the ground infantry, door kicker bullshit. Then at the end, like there's like a 4-week phase where you just jerk off around this tube and you drop rounds and it goes shoom,
and you just figure it out, right?
Look, it's super fun, super fucking
fun. That's tight. That actually is. That sounds like a shit ton of fun. That sounds like something I'd want to do. Just fuck off for a little while.
That's it, man. Like it's not hard. You have to you have to do this thing called the dirty bird. It's the only thing I remember. It's like when you're adjusting, you got your arms out and they're like, you're going down, you're going that way, and you just do this fucking. They called it the dirty bird. I don't remember why, but they did. That's all that matters.
Now, were you in a team there? How many guys are in that? Like,
well, it's in basic training, in the middle of basic training. So there was like, fuck, man, in my platoon,
right?
Fuck, 60 or some 50 of us, 60 of us, something like that.
So afterward, whenever teams would like, what were the normal team size for that?
It was usually like 5 people, 4 people.
Okay, that's what's up. So how did the whole so you go from that to qualified sniper? Is that correct?
There's so I got out of basic on what's called a to the rear detachment.
Okay.
When I got out of basic training, which was April, I believe, 2010, our entire unit had deployed that year. So everybody was gone. All the the real dudes were fucking gone. They were over in Afghanistan, the biggest deployment in Vermont's history.
Right.
And unfortunately, because of this, and they just actually had 2 dudes fucking killed.
Yikes.
They weren't sending any follow-ons, any kind of support, anything like that. So it was like me and like 8 or 5 or 6 guys, something like that, that were like the only fucking able-bodied motherfuckers in Vermont.
left deploy, there, dude.
Usually you're either on recruiting, a special type of order, or you're a broke dick for one reason or another and you couldn't deploy.
Okay, got you.
And it was like 6 guys. 2 of them were they were all 11 Bravos except for me. I was the only 11 Charlie.
Okay.
All these fuckers, except for 2 of them, were great. 2 of them could have deployed, but they got an option called school first, where if they finished out their degree that year, they didn't have to deploy. And they're like, nah, we ain't going. We're staying back to do school.
Ah, damn.
So these fuckers, dude, people did not like these guys. Let me tell you what. You're in an infantry fucking company, and you're, the guys are all going to the get fucked up type shit. And you're like, nah, we're out. I don't want to go. I want to learn. And
so they caught a bunch of shit, huh?
Yeah, and then there was like me and these like 4 other dudes, but I was the only Chuck. So all these guys got like this brand new fucking high speed, awesome gear. And I got the Vietnam era bullshit. I mean, like everybody else had like all these, what's called like Molly webbing and all this crazy shit at the time. And it was 2010. And I had like these Vietnam vests with like slanted, and you couldn't adjust fuck all. I had like the belt with the holes. It was so stuffed. And I'm just looking at them. I'm like, but what? He's like, you're a Chuck, man. Sorry. I'm like, oh, okay. Because normally they're, as a Charlie, you're not doing all the same things as an 11 Bravo.
Right. Okay.
But one of the cool things about being on a rear det is there's a fuck ton of money available for your units because they're deployed.
Right.
And there's not a lot going on stateside, so they have all this money. So they basically just gave me whatever school I wanted to do.
Like, they give you like a choice?
Fucks.
They give you like a choice, like here's all the options. Pick which one. Type deal.
Not exactly. So in Vermont, we're part of the Mountain Battalion. Like when you hear of Mountain, usually people think of the 10th Mountain Unit, which is like, holy fuck, World War II, they were climbing shit in Italy, the crazy 10th Mountain guys.
Okay.
The 10th Mountain now, at least for the most part, they come to Vermont to like learn actual military mountaineering, mountain climbing, all that crazy shit.
Okay, cool.
My unit is like attached to the Mountain Warfare School for the Army.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. So in Vermont, before you're allowed to do fuck all, you have to qualify by going through the Mountain Warfare School.
Oh shit. Okay. That sounds
like,
that sounds tight, by the way.
It's fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds tight.
I was like a knot master. I could tie any kind of knot, man. Like they teach you how to tie knots.
You look like a guy who's a
one.
knot master.
Dude, I told you, D&D, Dungeon Master, leather straps, knots, chains.
Dude,
let's go.
You're that
I'll
guy.
tie some shit up.
Yeah, you're that guy. Okay.
So I had to go through Mountain Warfare School. It's basically like rock climbing, ice climbing, how to operate in the mountains in like an infantry setting.
Okay.
So I fucking knocked that shit out of the park. I did really, really fucking well there.
Nice.
And when I got back, and then they're like, hey, you did real good. And the other guys that went, a couple of the other guys that were in there as well, didn't pass. So now it's like, I'm the dude at the time.
Nice.
Who
You're
passed that
the
shit, which was
dude.
cool. So
that's tight. That dude.
I was like, that guy.
Yeah. Because there's no one else left. And then you're the guy at the top of the class. Yeah, it's got to be a pretty good feeling there for a little bit, huh?
They threw me a couple other schools, like air assault, which is like helicopter rappelling and sling loads, like helicopters coming in picking up different shits.
Okay.
And I did really good there. And then after that, the unit was getting ready to come back, and they showed up and they're like, why the fuck is there an 11 Chuck going through all these schools? This is pointless. You're not going to use any of this shit. So there was talk about me moving over to our scout sniper section, which is 2 different like sections attached in one platoon, if that makes any fucking sense to you or anybody.
It doesn't, but okay.
Don't worry about it. 2 groups of dudes in one bigger group.
Raj.
And I was moved over to the scouts, and then they're like, hey, you did this shit, go through advanced assault climber, because I was like really digging the mountain warfare shit. I was helping teach it to the newer guys.
Okay.
And the advanced assault climber course basically teaches you how to be a lead climber, which is like no ropes. You climb without ropes, like vertical surfaces, shit like that.
What?
So I was a lead climber for ice, I just climb ice walls like without ropes, and then you'd set ropes as you were going up.
Yeah,
so
for the other guys.
Exactly, but for all these basic military mountaineers, they would be able to follow along by the path I set for them. So I would help teach people how to climb.
Shit.
I was like a guide. Hey, a Sherpa for those who
dude, holy shit. That sounds fucking, dude, I would never do that.
I'll have to take you some pictures.
So you're just
I got some cool shit with me.
Yeah, so you're just ice picking up there, huh? Setting anchors for everybody, attaching ropes to that. Holy shit. Oh my God.
It was a ton of fucking fun. I loved ice climbing. I mean, it was cool as shit. And I did a lot of that. I used to help teach people how to just basically learn how to climb. And at that point, it's like, why the fuck is there a Chuck doing this shit? So they immediately moved me to the scouts. And as soon as I hit the scouts, it was like the next day we did our rifle qualifications, and I shot expert, which is like the worst I'd ever shot in the Army when I was in was like a 39 out of 40.
Okay.
Which is like, it's pretty good.
39 out of 40. Yeah. No shit. That's pretty fucking good.
That was like the worst I shot too. Like after that, it was all 40s and shit. But
really,
Sniper Boys picked me up. I tried out with them for a little. I actually had to carry around a rock with me everywhere I went because I was like the new guy in the sniper section.
Oh God,
it's called the
hazing.
Rucker Rock. You just keep that in your bag. And I had like this that old Vietnam era bag. It's called an Alice pack. Dude, okay. Alice gear is the rig sucks. The backpack, best bag you'll ever have in your life. I still have it. It's got like a metal frame. It's old school. They called it the big green tick. It just looks like a fucking tick sucking your life out of you.
I've heard is it kind of like boxy in the back? I've heard about some of these older backpacks that are perfect for your back, and they don't make them like that shit anymore, or they do, or they're super expensive.
Plastic and fucking just shit. I fucking hate the new rucks, but I always had this old one, which because they're like, you're a truck, you don't need it. So and I was able to keep all the good bits and like substitute in some of my own shit to make it work.
Tight.
And and so they tried me out with the snipers. I carried this rock. I was doing fucking great, and this is probably the coolest thing I ever got to do because I didn't deploy, which we'll get to in a minute, I'm sure. Our unit was shooting in a national sniper comm, WPW national sniper comm, which was cool as fuck. And it was gonna be our section sergeant, the guy who's in charge of like 9 snipers.
Okay.
And it was gonna be one of our team leaders. Well, one of the team leaders bailed at the last second because he got hurt or something. I don't remember what the fuck the reason was because it's real blurry and I was scared.
Yeah.
And then they're like, shit, Hinchliff, you got to step in. Let's fucking go. And we went for it. You know, I was like, hell yeah.
So you step up.
Not sniper qualified. Never done the like. I had just been with the section for like
just carrying a fucking rock around.
That's all I'd been doing.
And how old are you?
21.
21, you step up.
And we went through the national sniper comp, me and this dude, and and holy shit, it was the coolest fucking thing I've ever done. We came in 4th overall. Out
of like how many, like
25 or some shit like that.
Fuck
20,
that,
25.
Yeah, okay.
We won 3 or 4 heats individually. I think we would have had second, but we weren't alerted to the pistol heat, which go figure. So we didn't bring pistols. So we got issued 2 like trash guns when we got there, and they kept stovepiping, for which if anyone, I normally show people, but I don't have my pistol with me right now. Is basically you fire a round, you go to fire a second one, and it just the shell, the spent casing gets caught in the slide itself.
Oh, okay.
So you have to rack it, throw it, do another one, rack it, and it's just
a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's awful. So we didn't even get through a full mag, and it is what it is. We came in dead last on both pistol heats, which sucked, but we fucking crushed it throughout. There's one called a stress fire where they're just, you have to run 8 miles for a ruck march run thing, and then you have to post off. They're just like shooting off machine guns and shit next to you, grenades, blaring music. And you got to hit targets while they're screaming at you and shit. And we came in first on that. We came in first on the land navigation thing, which was really good because we taught that stuff in the mountains in Vermont. So it'd been weird if we didn't win that one.
Yeah.
And then we also won range estimation, which means you just have your rifle. They have random targets set out, between fucking 100 meters and then, like 2,000, and you got to figure out how far it is.
Okay.
Like Price is Right rules, baby. Whoever's closest wins.
Yeah, fuck it. Here we go.
Because if you can't estimate a shot without like a laser rangefinder with your eyes and a scope or binos or something like that, you can't fucking figure out how far it is. You can't hit that shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We won that one as well. We did pretty fucking good overall.
So land nav, what did that all entail?
It was like a fucking 4 square mile fucking course where basically they give you random points that are throughout this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's timed, and they're like, go. And you just gotta fucking beat feet throughout this swamp, because it was a fucking swamp. I remember they took a picture of me after because my feet were so fucked.
Really?
From walking in this mud and water the entire time. And it went through the night.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of night nav too. And you have a map, compass, and
here you go. Good luck, buddy. So how long does this whole competition last?
It was like a weekend, 4 days.
Jesus. Like okay. Damn.
Yeah, it was a great time, but we did good overall. Came back, everyone's like, woo. Then I went through sniper school, fucking crushed it.
Yeah. What was that? What did that all entail?
Oh man, so sniper school at the time was a 4-week course, and because it's
4 weeks, huh?
Yeah, and it's 2 phases: your first phase and then your second phase.
Okay.
So basically, if you fail out on the second phase, you can come back in and they'll insert you in the second phase starting period for somebody else's. Is what it is.
Okay.
So first phase, it's basically show up, you just fucking run a lot, man. There's a lot of running. I used to like to run, so that worked out well for me.
God,
but
I fucking always hated running. Always.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I absolutely I hated doing it, but I was so good at it. It was like therapy for me. I could just run, and I was fine with that.
Must be nice. I fucking hate.
Not anymore. I can't run anymore,
dude. I fucking that's the thing too. So my dad was Army for 25 years, and his knees are fucked now. They are fucked from like jumping off tanks and all that kind of shit. Because he was in the tanking division in Germany for like 8 years or some shit before he came back. But anyways, yeah, his knees are fucked now. That's for sure.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's just a lot of the first 2 weeks are just shooting, running from berm to fucking berm, shooting. Yeah. The berms are all spaced like 100 meters apart because you have to learn. You basically shoot from 100 meters when you're zeroing and shit,
right,
all the way out to like 1200. So you're just like, they're like, all right, we're gonna shoot 100. Now let's go shoot 600. You got to run fucking 500 meters back to the 600. Yeah. Right, let's do 300. You run 300. Then let's go 800. Then you run back, and it's just that. Constant back berm running. It's called a gentleman's school, so they're not screaming at you like basic training style, but they're like, hey, we're moving.
Yeah, get your ass up. Yeah.
It's like big boy rules. They're not gonna fucking treat you like an idiot, but if you act like an idiot, they'll break you.
Right, for sure.
I remember like the worst thing about it. At one point, we had to do a ruck run. Then find their ruck runs out of the time in the Army. You just load up all your gear and you just with your sniper rifle.
What kind of poundage are you talking about?
So we were mostly all carrying M24s, which is like a REM 700, man. Right. It's like 10 pounds or some shit. It's not a lot. I don't remember the exact one, to be honest.
Right.
And probably at least 50 pounds. It was like minimum 50 pounds in your maybe it was 75 at the time.
So you got at bare minimum 50, your rifle, and then you.
And then your kit, which is what you're wearing, and you're just going. So they brought us to a hill. It was a half-mile hill.
Okay.
And it was like a steep hill.
Oh yeah.
It was just like
those Vermont hills.
8 miles. See you later.
Jesus.
Just fucking up and down this motherfucking hill. Your knees by the end of it were swollen.
Oh my God.
Running downhill with weight on is the
worst.
Oh man, it sucked.
Listen, as someone with a lot of weight on right now, running down hills fucking walking down hills fucking sucks.
So like you'd have to trudge your way back up it, and then you'd be like, oh, I don't want to run back down. But like going down was pretty easy because your weight was carrying.
Yeah. The up is what. Dude, I bet your thighs were toast after that.
Oh my Stairmaster, take me.
Dude, you know what's so funny is I see those guys on the Stairmasters and I'm like, God, what the fuck are you doing? But those things are no joke. Those motherfuckers hurt.
Dude, it was. Ugh.
So anyway, so you finish all that, and then what happens?
What else did I do, man? Basically at that point, it was like 2.5 years in. I was doing great. I was having a great time. Ended up, just a lot of training in the middle there. We went down to Louisiana for it's like JRTC shit, like war game stuff.
Okay.
And that's when we were getting ready for deployment. We were supposed to be coming up on a deployment year. And I remember going down there. This is like the memory that burns with me
for life,
forever. Like this is life. I lost it. Our sergeant major, like this is the dude who's in charge of everybody there. He came out to meet, hang out with the snipers because we were like the fucking cool guys for a minute.
Okay.
And he gave us a pep talk, which normally that's what a sergeant major does, but it was like the most fucked up pep talk I've ever had.
Really?
So this guy did not want to deploy, apparently. And
okay.
He was like, all right, guys, there's 5 units training. The first 2 are definitely deploying. Let's go for 3rd or 4th. Let's be the 3rd or 4th best we can. And you're talking to like the high speed guys that we're like already like, we're getting
you guys are amped up, ready to roll.
We're like, let's fucking go. And then this motherfucker's coming out being like,
hey man, 3rd will do.
Let's be 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, 3rd will do just fine. Damn.
I was like, what the fuck? Like that, there's nothing more demoralizing. Dude, who's supposed to be like the hype man for your entire
like,
unit.
We're fucking going. Let's run it.
And just fucking tells us to fuck off. And it was like, what the fuck?
Holy shit. What did everybody else?
When like the hate of the Army appeared right there.
Really? What did everybody else in your crew think about that? Is everyone else in the same boat?
About my opinion there, it was like, I'm sure there was people who were like, okay, fuck it, I don't want to deploy. Because there's always that, like, I don't want to get blown up.
Well, yeah, that's always going to be back of somebody's head, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, there was a lot of, but pretty, you know, you're talking to the infantry scouts, like the recon type dudes.
Yeah.
And there's like, nah, let's just fucking skip this one. Let's take the bench this week, guys.
Jesus Christ.
We ended up not deploying. They canceled our deployment, which was great.
Yeah.
And the guard's usually on a like 4 to 5 year deployment cycle. Okay. So there wasn't gonna be another one for 4 to 5 years. And at that point I was like, well, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Because you're at that time too, huh?
Yeah, it was coming down to it was 6 years for me. And I hated my team leader at the time. He was a piece of shit.
Have you seen him since?
No, he like dropped off the face of the earth. He tried to go SF and I don't think he did. And he just was just a cunt. Can I say that? Cunt?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your channel.
No, absolutely. Just a dick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Mm-hmm. What was like the worst time that you got just where you had to where you just got fucked over and got punished for it?
Easy. When I first met this dude, he came back from the deployment.
Same guy?
Same dude. Yeah, it's this fucking. I hate this motherfucker with a burning passion.
Okay.
He was still an E4, a specialist, like I was at the time, and which is like same rank. Like we were fucking. Usually it's called the sham shield. These motherfuckers, we stick together, you know.
Okay.
And we just fuck off.
Yep.
And I called him Bud. I'm like, yo, what's up, Bud, man? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You know, fucking clap hands. What's up? And this fucking dude apparently took that to heart, and he was mad, but he didn't tell me. He let it stew for a bit.
Christ.
And I was then moved into his. He took over a team leader spot because he was being promoted to an E5. He wasn't a sergeant yet.
Okay.
And and this motherfucker finally, you know, after you know almost the end of the drill week, we were just chilling, and he's like, hey man, you disrespected me and you disrespected another team leader, which I didn't think I did. I didn't know I did. I was like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. Oh shit, I'm sorry, man. I Roger that. He's like, all right, I'm your team leader, you can't be calling me Bud. And I was like, first of all, I didn't remember calling him Bud because it's just like
Jesus Christ.
So being in Vermont, we actually had to, and I got another one of my team leaders watching right now. Apparently, he just sent me the message.
The Bud.
No, this is a good. He's a good dude. He's another awesome fucking sniper. He comes shooting with me all the time. But you know, he's like, hey, you disrespected me and another team leader. I was like, oh fuck, okay. So we go out to a ski slope, which because we're in Vermont, you know, we do all the mountain warfare shit. There's ski slopes and shit all over. And he had me do a sniper low crawl up and down this fucking ski slope for fucking hours. And for everybody who doesn't know what a low crawl is, it's, you know, a low crawl, you're on the ground, you're just fucking. A sniper low crawl is face in the dirt. And you have one arm on your head because you can't even lift your head. You have to use your arm to slowly lift it. And then you have your other arm straight out in front of you. And you have to use your toes and fingertips. Up and down a ski slope for hours. And it's like rocks and mud because it's spring right now. So
Jesus. And that fucker made you do that for calling him Bud?
For Bud. And that's like to set the tone of how much of a piece of shit this guy was. Like,
it was just you, no one else?
Time.
It was just you and no one else?
Yeah, it was just me and him. Yeah.
Oh, and so he's just sitting there watching you fucking crawl.
Yep. It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Dude, that's some like power trip type shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. I told and this was the guy that was like, and like all the cool guys that were in the section that helped bring me in and all that shit were they had bounced, you know, they got promoted out or they were told they had to leave, and they brought in this new like skeleton crew to run the snipers, and holy fuck were they bad, man.
Dude,
I hated the army. Hated it.
My god. What'd you end up retiring as?
Me, I didn't retire. I just honorable discharge. Just bounced. Okay. But I was just an E4 when I got out.
Okay. That's what's up. Damn, that's crazy. What a piece of. I'm actually mad for you. What a piece of shit.
Man, dude. I could go on about all the dumb shit this motherfucker made me go. I got in trouble when I was at sniper school. That was I didn't even mention that. Ooh.
What'd you get in trouble for?
So I went with 3 guys, and for whatever reason, they're all from different units as well, all from Vermont, but different companies, I should say. And I was apparently the only one that they prepared to send, because the other guys weren't in sniper sections. They were just like, hey, you get a free school for doing something great. You ran fast. Here you go to sniper school.
Okay.
And these fucking dudes, they didn't have any money. So when you go out to sniper school in Arkansas, there isn't a chow hall facility on like base.
Okay.
So you usually just buy your own food and they pay you a per diem.
Okay.
So I was given a government travel card to pay for this shit. Now, one of the guys that went with me was an E5, a sergeant, and he, we were told us 3 stick together. We're like, sure, whatever.
Okay. Were you living with them?
You live with a whole group of guys, but they stayed, and it's like fucking bunk bed style bullshit.
Okay.
And they didn't give him any money. I was like, oh shit. So he was like, nah, man, you're just gonna cover for us, and we'll just pay you back when we get done. I'm like, oh, it's an E5, sure. I don't give a fuck. These are supposed to be my boys. Well, when the Army pay division or whatever the fuck saw me spending as much money as I was every night, thinking just me, they lost their
fucking mind.
Dude, I mean, flipped their fucking lid. I got back from like a night thing. It was like 2 a.m. I had like 80 missed calls on my phone. I was like, oh no, what's going on? And I was just, I remember this team leader just having him being the first voicemail. He was like, you need to call me right now before you do anything else. And it was that where I'm like, this is it.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Dead.
I'm fucking dead.
Mom's mad.
Dude, I know. I only know that voice from like coaches, where coaches would call and be like, where are you? And I'm like, oh fuck.
That flat
tone,
like this.
Fuck. Like, yeah, I am dead. Okay, so he calls.
So they tried to pull me out of sniper school then, because they thought it was just me just blowing tons of cash, but it was really just me buying food or going out to dinner with these 3 dudes.
Right.
And then coming back every night for like fucking a week and a half.
Damn.
And
how much do you think
I can cover it. Huh?
How much do you think you're spending? Well, for 3 people, like $70. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say like 60 to 80 bucks.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it ever broke 100, but it was. We'd go out. And what you do is you'd buy extra food and you'd bring that shit back to the bay because you didn't have chow. You didn't have, unless you wanted to eat a fucking MRE for lunch. You bought extra food. You have $71 a day, man. There was 3 of us. We spent that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'd hit up Walmart or something like that. We'd buy some supplies to build shit for ghillie suits and all that, and that was all supposed to be covered. I was like, fuck it. Yeah, you said I can do this. I'll do this. This ranking dude.
Yeah.
And I remember the Army had to call him at like 2 a.m. to verify my story.
Oh, and he was fucking pissed because he got woke up.
Oh no, we were all awake, dude. It was like 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
We were all at school, like we'd all just gotten back from learning how to shoot in the dark with lasers and shit. And this dude, the Army was so mad. But luckily enough, they heard that I was telling the truth.
Thank God.
I got to stay.
Thank God.
I got back from sniper school, and the fucking ass whooping I got from my team leader, man. I ended up
the piece of shit.
The piece of shit, because he was still in charge.
Yeah.
And, I embarrassed him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what they had me do is I had just like my t-shirt on. I didn't have my jacket or anything like that, and my Army pants and boots. And we have a gym type, big open bay gym type deal where you can bring trucks and shit in and whatever.
Okay.
And we were getting ready for final formation for the day, which is that they do before they kick you out. And they had me sniper low crawling again, with the Govy card stuck under. I had to hold it under my face and traverse and basically mop the floor with my body up and down this fucking gym floor for hours, to the point where I was like bleeding and shit. My shirt was all torn up,
dude.
And this is where it gets good. So everybody's, everybody's coming in for final formation, like 60 fucking dudes and shit. They're all just like looking at me as I'm getting yelled at, being dragging my face across the floor and shit.
Jesus.
We get up to formation. I'm like all woozy because they gave me a rock I had to wear to when I was doing shit. It was like a 30-pound rock that was on like a rope sling I had to wear around my neck. These are real good guys. Army's great. I hate it. Yeah.
Dude.
Fuck in the head. They're like making me climb this gym rope. Like when you're in high school, you climb the rope.
Yeah.
With a rock around my neck, like over my back, like choking me out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, it was fucked. So we all get in final formation. I'm like wobbling and shit because I'm all fucked up. And I get called to the front of formation, and they give me an award for being such a good fucking soldier.
And you're
so I'm scuffed. My face is all fucked up. I'm like barely standing, and I gotta shake like a major's hand and like fucking major. Dude, I was like, what the fuck do you want from me?
Oh my, it's so crazy that I hear those stories because I hear shit like that, and from like my dad especially. So the day my dad made E8, he didn't get the stripes, right? Yep. So he had to wait like 3 or 4 months to get the stripes or whatever. And that same day that he quote got promoted or whatever, they made him, he was like, all right, welcome aboard E8, go fucking paint the bathrooms. And he had to paint the bathrooms, but nothing like, dude, nothing that he's told me like that. Holy shit.
Oh man, I could go on with the fucking abuse I took. I had a really shitty time a couple years, which is why I was like, I'm getting out.
Yeah, I can see why. So you get out, and then what happens? What do you move into from there?
So the month I get out, I had like a mini, I call it a mini stroke because it's the easiest way to describe it.
Okay.
It was like this weird inner ear attack infection, crazy shit.
Damn. Okay.
Basically, I was getting ready I was playing like fucking video games or watching something on my computer. I stood up and I got dizzy. You ever stand up too quick? You get a little 100%. Dizzy?
Yeah.
Like that, but it didn't go away after like 15 minutes.
Jesus.
And then I was like, fuck, something's wrong. So I was like, maybe I need to eat. Maybe I'm just fucking gonna pass out because I haven't eaten something or some shit.
Right.
I tried to eat and I like fell over on my couch. So I couldn't
Jesus. Yeah.
So I go to the bed and at this point I can't lie down. And to describe what it's feeling like to not be able to lie down properly is real fucked in the head.
Yeah.
So at that point, everything was spinning. It was like I've been, as drunk as I've ever been in my entire life, sober.
Jesus. Okay.
So my wife gets me, it's just to basically carry me down some stairs. I'm like, vomiting everywhere. And they get me to the hospital and my eyes are freaking. My buddy has a video of it somewhere. My eyes are just doing this like as fast as possible. It's called a horizontal nystagmus. Apparently I had an inner ear infection that I didn't know about because you don't feel an inner ear infection the same as a regular one or something. And it fucked with my equilibrium and the crystals in my ear. And then the ocular vestibular nerve, which is the nerve between your eyes and your ears.
Okay.
All sorts of, and my brain was like, nah, man, you're fucked up. So it shut my eyes off and it made him do this flickering thing to try to figure out where my body was. Because without equilibrium, your body doesn't know where it is in space. Your body relies on things like sight, your equilibrium, and like points of contact with the world around you. So your feet on the ground, sitting in a chair. And all I had was like points of contact at the time and no equilibrium. So my brain's like, eyes, do more. So they were so I went blind. I couldn't fucking see. Wow. And I was in the hospital for a bit until that it was just some random thing. And then there's like, hopefully it gets better. I'm like, what? That was the month I got out of the army.
And how did that so what changed for you after that? Like what was
I have like constant vertigo now, which basically means when I'm walking, if I rotate my head in like any real direction, my body thinks I'm going that way. It doesn't matter if I am or not. So if I am walking forward and I turn my head to the right just like a little too quick, my body's like, well, here we go. And I just start fucking going over.
I used to sell boats and we had quite a few guys come in and be like, look, man, like I developed vertigo over the years and we got to get rid of the boat because being up on up in constant waves and shit like that. Damn. Okay. So wow, it's crazy.
I have a lot of issues like running now because I
can imagine.
I just can't.
I
just fall.
Like
sometimes I'll just be standing still and it's like suddenly like, nah, fam, and I just start going over. It's real fun.
Jesus Christ.
My eyes, I still get a nystagmus in my eyes. It's called a pursuit nystagmus now, which means as I'm like following something with my eyes, as I'm following, my eyes begin to go like, like they just freak out on me and I just start to get dizzy for no reason.
Did you wear glasses before?
Yeah, I've always been blind as fuck. That was a joke while I was the blind sniper. Like I take these off, I can't see fuck. I'm like, I'm useless.
Okay.
So like, I just, my eyes are all, my equal shot to fucking shit. I just like fall over. But as long as I'm sitting down, I have no issues.
Really?
Because my body has all these points of contact. My feet on the ground, my ass, my thighs, my back. No issues.
Wow.
Like driving, I have no issues. But as soon as I stand up to walk somewhere, it's like, let's see where we're going. I don't know.
Damn.
So I had to walk with a cane for months. That was all. I still have the cane. My last drill, like I was ETS and getting ready to leave the army. I had to show up with a cane. They're all like, "What the fuck?"
Like, bro, I need this. Yeah. Holy hell.
It's like you're already getting out. You don't need to milk it. I'm like, dude, I can't walk.
So that led from. So that happened right after, or while you were still in.
Yeah, literally the last or the second to last month.
Jesus. So that happens, and then what do? You get out and you go from, because you go from some what sounds like some fucking god tier mountaineer just ice picking his way to what?
To at the time, in between shit, I was doing little like things like working as a deli, a manager at a store, delis and shit.
Right.
But I needed to like get my fucking life on track. I just couldn't. And I've always been like a nerd. It's just what I've done.
I feel that.
So I decided to try to get in at like a tech company. Okay. I was like, fuck it, I can do this shit. I know how to build PCs.
Yeah, I
know how to code. In high school, I went through like some like computer animation, web design, coding. I used to do that shit and I loved it. I was like, fuck it, I want to do that for the rest of my life. And when I went in, they wouldn't hire me. They denied me twice to be in like their support department, like the fix shit department.
Okay. For what company? Or do you not want to?
I don't know if I should say.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
We built websites for car dealerships. I can. That's good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was like the biggest one. It was pretty cool. And
that's nice.
They wouldn't hire me, so I tried getting in as like just their customer service, like account management.
Okay.
And just to help the idiots learn how to do their shit. And I was like, they hired me immediately because I'm a fucking people person, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And I was there for like a month when I was like, hey man, let me go work support nerds again. Let me try that out.
Yeah.
I'm better at that. I'm sitting around with guys that have no idea how to use computers, and I'm just losing my fucking
Isn't that the worst? God,
trot the shadow.
God, that's the fucking worst. Okay, so
and it was like 2 weeks later, I was on the support team. I was there like, no, we want this guy. He's good.
Keep his ass here. Shit. So what'd you do there?
I just helped people fix websites. You know, like people would call in and be like, yo, our website's fucked. And I'm looking at it, it's like, yo, the button's blue instead of navy blue. He's like, it's fucked. I'm like, okay.
So
okay.
I can imagine you had some real shitheads call in.
Car dealers. They're all shitheads. There's not a good one.
Not a single one.
If you work at a car dealership right now, fuck you. Sorry. And I did that support thing for like a year, if that, and then I got moved up to a different team called, I was a product support specialist, which means I was kind of like the in-between between our actual web developers and like the support guys. So when shit was really broken, it'd come to me and I'd be like, hey, I got to take this to our devs and it needs to get fixed. And this is why it's broken. Here's how. And I was kind of the in-between with a couple other people.
Okay.
For that type shit. And I was there, and then it evolved into me training all of our new hires. So teaching people how to not suck at their jobs.
Yeah.
And then it was just, I was constantly living in a chat room. Go figure. I went from one shitty chat to another.
Yes,
and and I would just like answer questions for our internal employees on how to fix shit if they couldn't figure it out. And I'd like be like, hey man, look here. And they'd be like, but what do you mean? I'm like, no, just look at your screen. Look. And they'd be like, I don't see it. Then I'd have to physically walk over to the computer and point at the fucking screen of the dumb thing they were doing. And that was basically it. And I did that for 4 years before I bounced.
So when did streaming, because obviously you're a nerd, you've been gaming for a hot minute. How
like
did
a minute or two.
Were you streaming in between that point? Were you okay. So you were
I got out of the army 2015, got hired at this company 2015. I got out of the army. When did I get out? 2015. I got hired right at the same time.
Okay.
And I started streaming December 2017.
Okay.
Because I had 3 weeks of vacation from work, because I didn't take vacation at work because I'm a workaholic and I just like working.
Okay.
And they're like, yo, you're gonna lose this shit, fuck off for 3 weeks. So I had like the month of December off.
Nice.
And I just discovered Escape from Tarkov a few months prior, and I was loving it.
Jesus, 2017?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Yeah. And I was playing it. I was trying to get my buds to play, and they're like, fuck it, show us the game. I was like, oh, I have this stream from, oh my God, my failed YouTube career. I made a YouTube channel with some buddies called Bad Friends Gaming.
Right.
And we got like 60 subs over like 5 months, and so we quit.
Hell yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I want to do it again. I want to be a content creator still.
Nice. Okay.
So I started up on my own on just Twitch, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go live real quick. And then I had, everybody at work watching me, and then suddenly it was like 20 people watching me, and
and then it grew from there. Because
it just kept going. Yeah.
You've got great numbers now, especially with Tarkov
Yeah, this game called Tarkov.
Dude, Tarkov has blown the fuck up. And I don't know if maybe I was just oblivious to it, but it seems like after that big drops
event.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, I talk about this all the time because I always bitch about not getting enough sleep. And then I think back to that time of those drops, and motherfucker, you streamed like 70 hours in like 2 days somehow. Dude, that was the most. I was like, dude, is that the military or is that drugs? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Because
I can't fuck with drugs anymore because of my noodle brain, which is a real bummer. Because I got out of the army, I was like, smoke fucking weed again,
time to party.
Nope,
dude,
that's gone.
The amount that you streamed during that time, when I was like, that's when I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy.
In 5 days, I think I streamed 111 hours, or 6 days. I was live.
That was I remember being like, all right, I'm going to bed, and I remember seeing that you were still live, and I was like, damn, that's what's up. And I got up at 9 and you were still live. I was like, damn, there's no way he's still on. And then I popped in and it was like, been live for 19 hours. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like that was insane. So when you first started in Tarkov and you first started streaming, you had you had a lot of work buddies, a lot of friends watching too. How has Tarkov changed for you?
So when I first started playing Tarkov, when I first started streaming in general, it was all about being fucking good at the game, man. That's how people would find you.
Which is gross. I hate that, by the way.
I am well aware.
Dude, I fucking hate that because I am terrible at everything.
My schedule at the time was pretty scuffed. I would work. I'd be up for work at 8 a.m. and I'd work till 6 or whatever, and then I'd go live at 9.
Okay.
Or 8 at the time, maybe 9 at the time.
Yeah.
And then I'd be live till 2 or 3 a.m. Then I'd wake up, at 6 or 7, 8 the next day, and that was fine. That was just life. I just didn't sleep for a long time.
God, what the fuck is wrong?
And I did that for 2 years. But when Tarkov started, it was like you just had to be good at the game, and I was really fucking good at Tarkov when I was smaller.
Right.
Because honestly, you don't have a chat to go off. You have people in chat, but it's not a lot. You can read, you can pop up, you can just drop back, and you can focus on the game without missing shit.
For sure.
And it got to the point where I just didn't give a fuck about Tarkov anymore. And I had finally gotten to have a size and audience big enough where I could solely focus on that. So what I've done is I've turned Tarkov into just chatting. Tarkov for me is background noise. I can play this game and not give a fuck.
That is the perfect way to describe it, because and that's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people understand is, like, I hear people talking where they're like, man, I quit streaming. I'm like, why'd you quit streaming? Like, well, I didn't have anyone no one was in my chat, no one was talking, I didn't have any viewers. I'm like, how long you been doing this for? They're like, oh, 4 days. I'm like, dude.
Yep.
I did that shit for 6 months. There's no one. Like, this whole thing is about, and that was my thing too, is I would much rather sit here and yell at other idiots for being idiots and hang out than be fucking dead quiet and look into a game. And that is, Tarkov is fucking perfect. It is a perfect mix of chatting and shooting whenever you want to. It is awesome. That is, I have since the day that you Sherpa'd me, shout out the big Sherpa here. Since that day, this has been my sole game. It's all I played. Except for Warzone dropped day 1, I played that, whatever. But dude, I am so deep into this game, and it's honestly all because of you. So big shout out to you. Big shout out, because his name's Baddie, by the way. Dude, it was awesome. I am deep in it now. I can't get out of it. How did the whole well, first of all, when did you go full-time streaming?
I went full-time streaming in September of 2019. I had just bought a house in May.
Okay.
And I suddenly had to commute. When I was working and streaming full-time, I lived next door to my job. Like, literally, the apartment building I lived in was the building next to the building I worked in. So I had like 100-foot commute.
Yeah.
So I didn't I could sleep into the last second. So I was like maximizing this not sleeping thing. And like, I wasn't losing time on a commute when I got that was the biggest thing. When I got home from, I was home from work. You know, I didn't have to drive 45 minutes in traffic or anything like that.
Which is dope. Always a plus.
Exactly. So now I had to drive from the middle of bumfuck nowhere into the city, find a place to park, go to work all fucking day, hate myself, and drive home in traffic and rush hour traffic through the only city in Vermont, which, because it's the only city, there's no big roads, like there's no highway shit. So you're just fucked. Because it's cute Vermont. We don't want to expand, of course.
Yeah.
So, and I did that for 3 months, and it was fucking killing me. My streams were getting shorter. I was zombied out. And it was finally to the point where I was like, I need to make a choice. I need to cut back on my streaming drastically to survive or quit.
Right.
And I had a moment at work where it was just like, I fucking hate being here now.
Yeah. The last
I don't enjoy this anymore. And I just said, fuck it. I went into my boss. I was like, hey, man, I'm done in 13 days. I'll see you later.
Dude, ain't that a crazy? There was, I don't know if this was the same for you as it was for me, but there's a point where you're going to work every day and all you can think about is sitting in your desk and just fucking talk it like it to where it ruins your workday. Where you're like, fuck, I would give anything right now to cancel my day and go home and sit right there. And I was on a similar boat, somewhat like that, and ended up pretty much doing the same thing. But yeah, man, I know exactly how that feels.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. Just
was it? Were you semi well off as far as like, did you have enough saved to be able to survive? And all right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give this a try for a little bit, dude. Same.
It was like, man, I hope this goes well. Dude, because a bad month is fucked. I just bought a house, man.
Dude, yeah. I literally, so I went
3 months after buying a house.
Dog, I had 2 months of rent. Just rent, nothing else. No food, no gas. I had 2 months of rent left in my name and said, fuck it, let's give this a try. And shout out, and you're married, and I don't think a lot of people don't give credit where credit's due to having a good teammate with you, especially one that's
top 5.
Big shout out, because Jess, my gal, been with her for a little while now, and she at that time was like, fuck it, James, do it. You love this, you're miserable, this is what you want to do, give it a try. If it doesn't work and we run out of money, you're gonna have to find something else to do. And
absolutely, and she full on supported it. I think she hated it at first,
right?
But then I did good, so it was okay.
All right, we keep the power on. Here we go. Great job.
Exactly. Yeah, you're paying the bills.
Here we go. Yeah, keep it up, babe. Let's go.
He absolutely supported me, which was good. It was really good.
You definitely got to have somebody like that in your corner, and I don't think a lot of people understand how much time actually goes into doing this full time. Yeah, it's a dude. It is. This is the best job I ever had. This is a dream job for me, and but a lot of people don't get 90
the amount of effort,
dude.
Yeah, man.
And having that extra teammate with you to be able to support and help you out with a few things here and there is another level of help. It's crazy.
Yeah, without a doubt.
How did gaming with Donut Operator and like Eli and all those guys come about? How did that whole, because I saw you with like Leon shooting fucking guns in a helicopter and shit. Like what? How the fuck did that happen?
Dude. I was actually just with him at PAX too.
how in the does he play D&D with you? Or no?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Are you working on him?
Trying. He's a big cutie, so like I'm gonna get him.
Okay. How did that happen? How did you end up bumping into these guys? Start game with them.
So back when I was like one of the like core Tarkov guys. That's always been one. I've been with the Tarkov community since it was early. It's
right.
Like an OG like cleaner these like he is, but like I'm one of those guys.
Okay.
And there was a stream team at the time called Black Site that a bunch of us were brought in. It was like a weird mix of gun stuff and like shooters and like Tarkov. And the team spiraled out of control and exploded because people suck. But the guys on the team, the other streamers, were all fucking awesome. That's where I met Eli, Donut, King's met a little before.
Yeah.
And these are just the coolest fucking dudes. And, we just like yelling at each other, playing games together.
Dude, that's what it's all about, too. Like, all that shit always brings me back to playing Call of Duty at my parents' house and just
bitching at your best friend for missing that snipe when he was covering and then you died. Yeah, man, I remember.
Yeah. So you've been gaming with them for a hot minute now, huh? Obviously,
I mean,
because it's extended.
over a year.
Yeah, and because it's extended out past just, all right, we're gaming. It's like, yo, let's fucking hang out. Like, let's meet up, let's do shit, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like I've flown down to Texas a few times now just to hang out and shoot guns with Eli. I went down there to run a D&D game for Clean, Eli, and fucking Freddie Wong.
Okay.
Which, do you know who Freddie Wong is?
No, I don't, but okay.
You're an idiot.
Who's Freddie Wong?
He's like Rocket Jump, like video game high school. Like, like he's like OG YouTube royalty.
Really?
And I've been like a fangirl of this motherfucker for the longest time, and he likes D&D, and they're like, we need you to.
Did you DM for him?
Yeah, man.
Holy shit! I bet that was big. Yeah.
I was like, yo, what's up, Freddie? Hey, man, cool.
Yeah, because you gotta play it cool, right? Yeah, you gotta play it cool.
It was fucking. I was tripping, man. It was hard. It was really hard.
That's awesome, though.
To be cool. So like, I've gotten to hang out with some cool ass fucking people. Eli is the coolest motherfucker. He's really tiny, like really, really tiny, wide, but tiny.
Really?
And he's got some cool ass friends that he's hooked me up with, so we could all hang out. Just the bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And
that's what's up, man.
I've known it a few times now. He's the nicest motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life.
I've never met him, but I've heard about the stash.
Dude, Sequisha level. Like, if there's a stash that is comparable to Sequisha,
it is straight up. I'm gonna 1,000,000% agree with that. That's wild. Well, dude, I think that's a great place. I think that's a great stopping point. Dude, I had an incredible time getting to know you, the Baddie himself, from the high school to now, the Baddie himself. Baddie, where can everybody follow you at?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Baddie.
Where else?
Like
Twitter,
Instagram, Baddie streams.
When are you gonna change it to just Baddie? When are you gonna change it to just Baddie?
Dude, this one dude has Baddie. He will not. He's like not active. Won't give it to me,
dude. You gotta hit it. You gotta hit up Twitter. You gotta hit up Instagram. All of them. Be like, yo, what the fuck? This guy hasn't been active in years.
There's a Forbes article about me. Twitter, give me my name,
dude. Baddie, I appreciate you being on with me, man.
Absolutely, bro.
I love you a lot. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to meet you in California, and then now to have you on the show. It's been great, man. High key.
Cheers, brother. And,
all right, buddy.
Your chat sucks.
That's very true. All right, later, bud.
See ya.
All right, chat. I greatly appreciate all you guys hanging out with me here today, chatting with Baddie. I fucking love that. I fucking love that guy, man. I appreciate all you guys that came out to watch it live. This will be put up on YouTube if you popped in a little late. If you guys popped in a little late, be sure to check it out on my YouTube channel. I'll be sure to shout out everything with Baddie there. So much love all the way around. I'm not going to end my stream, but I'm going to hit it with like my just ending screen. And then I'm going to take a piss and I'm going to come back and we're going to get it to some Tarkov. We're going to meme out in some Tarkov. So I appreciate all you guys hanging out. Be sure you guys go all check out Baddie if you haven't already. I feel like the majority of you guys have and have been for a hot minute. But either way, I appreciate each and every one of you. Much love. Be right back right after this pee.